Ladies and gentlemen, the guy at the end of the bar proudly presents the Dantanna's Late Shift. Brought to you by attorney Ray Giudice. And now the two men to take you to new heights in sports conversation, Nick Ciullini and Matt Chernoff. Now back to the Dantanna's Late Shift. Brought to you by attorney Ray Giudice with the Ciullini All-Cello Orchestra and the Chernoff Improvisational Mimes.
And welcome back to the Late Shift. It's time to talk to our legal eagle, our insider. We have him on retainer. He's our own Ray Giudice. Good to see you, Ray.
All right, good evening.
Before we get into a couple of sports stories, I want to get your thought on what's going on here in Georgia and potentially nationwide.
Yeah.
The blood alcohol level could be reduced from 0.08 to 0.05. How realistic is it that happens, and what kind of difference are we talking
let me
about?
give you an historical perspective. I came out of Emory Law School in 1985. I was a prosecutor here in Atlanta, prosecuting DUIs. The blood alcohol level was 0.12. Early 90s, it went to 0.10, late 90s, 0.08, and it's 0.02 if you're under 21 years of age. So it's a trend. It's been going on for 20 years. Mother Against Drunk Drivers is right behind the NRA as the most powerful lobbyist institutions. So the feds, what they do is they go state by state. Do you want more money for your highways? Do you want more of this? You want more of that? Then you lower your blood alcohol level. Right now, 0.08 is the lowest in the country. One state will crack, will take the money, and then all the other states will follow. In addition, you're going to see higher penalties, more community service, more jail time, more treatment, more restrictions on your ability to drive a car and keep your license plates and things like that.
Get a taxi.
Yeah.
Get a car.
Now, what does it mean, 0.05? Well, let's go back to your experiment
Yeah,
last
you
week.
saw what I blew there.
Hi-oh!
A 0.14.
Right. Now, you had 5 beers and 3 shots, if I remember, over about 3 hours. You didn't have that much to eat. So that would be about an average night out back when we certainly
That's a
when we were in
Tuesday for
college.
Nick.
It's a Tuesday. So if you think about having to cut that by a third to get below 0.05, 1.4 to 0.5, you're talking about really 2 beers and maybe a little
I'm
sip.
fine. You don't know me, Judge.
And again, you're going to also see extra punishment if you mix alcohol with prescription, meaning legal medications, and God forbid illegal medications.
What about some cough syrup? Anyway,
It's
let's
hot.
talk about this Akron player. Maybe
Right.
he was drunk, maybe he was on cough syrup. On the west side of Cleveland, he decides to rob a head shop. He walks in, waves a 9mm gun in the air, and then steals a bong that's worth over $400.
Yeah, well, just taking the bong, the item is a misdemeanor theft offense. That's not that big a deal. That can be resolved. But when you wave a weapon around, God forbid it was loaded, that turned this into a felony armed robbery. He's looking at potential prison time. Big mistake.
What's the difference in a $400 bong and like a $300
Well, $500 is generally in most states the distinction between
I thought you knew about bongs.
of not a bongs, of misdemeanors or felonies. $4.99 is a misdemeanor, $501 is a
All right,
felony.
listen.
So he was in the misdemeanor zone, absent the gun.
He's an amateur in so many different ways. You can make a bong out of a potato, an apple.
A 2-liter Coke bottle. I mean, there's a lot of things you do.
We've heard
We
of it.
digress, though.
not sure.
Ray, let's talk about the mayor of Toronto who
Right.
pulled a Marion Barry on us.
Right.
Remember
Right.
Mayor Barry years ago? Well, he was caught on video smoking the crack. I don't know your way out of this one.
Yep. Well, good PR, good legal advice.
He looks
Step
good.
up to the plate. Yes. Concede you have a substance abuse problem. Get yourself into treatment.
Eating problem.
Well,
he tested
one,
positive
that's just
for
one
blimpies.
substance. Crack is whack. I'll never forget that, guys. I'll never forget that. But it can be saved. It can be managed. But he's got to step up to the plate and get treatment. Crack is highly addictive. This is probably the tip of the iceberg of the other substances he's been abusing.
Is it? I heard a rumor that he used to spread the crack on a Pop-Tart. That was a rumor. I can't confirm or deny
Judging
that.
by the picture,
Don't do that.
calories
We're
and crack.
kidding.
I
And
am
again,
the
yes,
mayor
don't
of
do that.
Toronto, and I have a problem. I am addicted to mayonnaise.
Among other substances. We don't mean to laugh. It's a very serious
to the
issue.
hell
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what jail time quickly? What's he looking at?
I don't think jail time.
Wow.
It's a substance problem. If he admits to it, otherwise he could get charged with the possession. That's a crime. That's a felony. But I think it's going to be decriminalized and treated as a problem. Get treatment. Of course, we just don't know what else he
You're
did.
good. You're good.
That's how I would treat
Ray.
it. If he came to my office, I'd have him in treatment plan, an intensive, tomorrow morning.
You ever notice every time he says treatment plan, he looks at me? Why is that?
You know what? If the shoe fits, that's the way you're going to go. All right, if you want to get in touch with Ray for any number of reasons, here's how you can do it on Facebook.com. You can go on Twitter or LinkedIn for you business professionals to talk to the man behind all the legal issues who tells us everything in the sports world, Ray Giudice. I want to thank Joe Simpson for joining us earlier in the show. For Nick, who is sober right now, I'm pretty sure we'll test him later to find out.
I'm going on that app. I got to find out more about this treatment plan.
Ray is always sober. I'm Matt. Have a great night. We'll talk to you next time on the Dantanna's Late Shift. Good night now.
RG DUI law. There it is.